Hello and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. Today's video, I'm going to show you 3 different fish stores in Malaysia. They are vastly different, very interesting, and I think you will enjoy checking out a different part of the world with me. Unless maybe you're from Malaysia, then maybe it'll be somewhere local, who knows? We're gonna go through this backwards and actually start with store C. At the beginning, you're welcomed with some glowfish, some carp and koi. We see some plecos, as well as just a nice assortment of fish, as well as some very large, interesting, and cool fish, such as the arowana. Overall, the tanks look nice and clean. The fish look in good health, and the tanks look like they are custom built, which is very, very interesting. One of the things you're going to notice as you look through all the tanks and at all of the different fish is that the betta selection is very small. And as you can see, that's it. Got a little tiny row of a couple jars of bettas and that's it. I thought they would be a little more popular in Malaysia, and maybe there's other fish stores that might have, but the fish stores that my husband/cameraman was able to visit in this particular trip, he was not really able to find many bettas. So he'll show you the ones he can, but there really weren't that many. And that goes to show the different in interest for different fish around the world. The next store, store B, is a little bit different. It's an enclosed store. It's got some nice AC on the inside, and we start off with a nice little show tank with an arowana as well as some other interesting fish. Looks pretty healthy and nice. There's a little bit of algae, but of course that's going to happen when you have a tank set up by the window, of course. And there's a grumpy looking fish. Daniel actually thought that maybe this was the pet tank of the aquarium store, so that maybe belonged to the owners, maybe was their fish. But anyways, look at this cute little arowana and Daniel's hand for a size comparison. I think this guy looks pretty cute, or gal. I'm not really sure. I have no clue actually. I've never owned arowanas. I don't really know anything about them, but here's some more info, and look at these nice and healthy looking koi fish. Oh my gosh, so pretty, so pretty. I love them. And moving on up, we've got some more common aquarium schooling fish. We've got some mollies, it looks like, or swordtails. I always get those confused. And just other cute fish. Tanks overall look nice. Mookie is knocking things over as I'm recording over here. Don't mind him. He's just being kitty. But good assortment of fish. There's dried goods, different foods, and of course, Daniel wanted to focus on these fish because we had these before, we've bred them. I would like to know down in the comments below which fish store is your favorite and which is your favorite fish that you see. And if you don't know what kind of fish it is, you can leave a timestamp in your comment. That way we can know which fish you are referring to. Also, these flower horns are super cute. I sped it up a little bit. There were so many, and even a shagwan. And of course, we've got some cichlids and some parrotfish, which looked really nice, and another arowana. All the arowana here seem to be really nice and really healthy looking. There is a large assortment of tanks. A lot of these tanks also look like they're custom built. They're quite large. Some are connected with dividers, and there's a lot of tubing and plumbing that I think is very interesting. And oh, we've got some Oscars over here. They're looking really nice. These are the albino variety. Little catfish over here. These particular fish were very interesting. I think they're called chama. I think I'm familiar with these fish. Never heard of them before. Don't know what kind of fish they are, but they're kind of creepy in a really cool way. Very interesting. Very interesting. And over here we've got some gourami, and more parrotfish, and a little pleco over there. Very cool. And I like the little tiles that are in there. Kind of makes me think of a kitchen, but it's a fish tank instead. I think that's kind of interesting. Gives the tank a different look, and then you see these tiles again, but these are the reverse colors. And of course, we finally have some bettas. Once again, the assortment is kind of small. Like we have a nice variety of color, you know, they're kind of chilling in here, but it was not that impressive. Now it is time to visit the last tank, but technically not the tank, the last fish store, oh my goodness, but the first store that I showed you. And we are greeted with a very, very large show tank with a very interesting stingray that seems to be missing a chunk out of its face. But then the other tank on the other side is giving me very like river vibes with the large river stones. Overall, oh, by the way, this is the business card that is for the particular store, so you can pause it and get the information. But overall, I think this particular store had the biggest variety of fish tanks. So there were a lot of really, really big tanks, and then a lot of smaller tanks and a lot of longer tanks. So you're gonna see a really, really big assortment of tanks, and every little inch is used up. And you see a lot of cichlids here, a lot of variety of different fish. You see a lot of those dividers again to separate some of the more aggressive fish from each other, from injuring each other, keep them safe, but allow them to share the water of the same tank. We've got more cichlids, a lot of variety, a lot of good color. I like that they provide them with hiding spots. They also seem to have filter media inside, also some of the dried goods over here. I think out of all the stores, this store is also giving me kind of American store vibes. I mean, it's its own unique Malaysian store in its own way, but I feel like it's the most similar out of all of these stores that I have shown you in this little tour. So we're gonna breeze through everything because I want to be able to just show you a little bit so you can get a flavor of all the kind of fish that are available. If you need, definitely be sure to pause if you want to take a better look at any of the fish. But this tank, not this tank, I keep calling it this tank, this fish store, I'm tired, is definitely, I think, also has the biggest assortment of fish. And look at these discus, they're so beautiful. Little pancake squishy fish, I love them. Oh, and a little hill loach, I think that's what they're called, the hill loaches. And we've got some angelfish as well as some goldfish, which are really, really nice. And the next tank has some really nice assortment of goldfish. And I like the glowfish that are in the back. For some reason, I think it works in this particular setup. Like, it's kind of cool to have the larger fish in the front and then you have the yellow fish in the back. And then here we have some nice little koi fish and a arowana, the red arowana, very, very beautiful fish. Really, really nice. And you can see Daniel in the reflection. So overall, what do you think of this little tour of the 3 tanks? Which of the fish were your favorite? Which of the stores were your favorite? I would like to know down in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!